planned chaos. You bet. That's the focus of tonight's Angle. Now, the federal indictment against George Santos for fraud, E. Jean Carroll's civil judgment against Trump, Harry and Meghan's birthday party for Archie. Well, you can count on the media devoting hundreds of hours of coverage and endless column inches to those types of stories in the coming weeks and months. Because those are the stories they think damage Trump and Republicans. And they're the stories, the type of stories they think will keep you mindlessly distracted, like the Santo Saga.
Santos said today he's running for re-election. Are you going to support him?
No, I'm not going to support Santos.
You're not? Okay. So will you work to try to defeat him in the primary?
Santos has a lot going on. But I think he has other things to focus on his life than running for stuff.
So you don't plan to support Santos for re-election?
That's what I said.
How damaging is it to Republicans that Santos, at least for the time being, is going to remain in office?
Wait, how damaging? Santos? Is that what Wolf said to the GOP? Hey, Wolf, how about an economy on the brink of recession and a border invasion? You think that might be damaging to Democrats? And by the way, if being a fraud disqualifies you from holding public office, then why is Biden in the White House? Now, he's a longtime plagiarizer, and to this day, he still lies about himself.
I was sort of raised in the Puerto Rican community at home politically.
That's just one of them. Now, earlier in the day, CNN did briefly lay out the border crisis, and the numbers are staggering.
There's more than 155,000 migrants, according to U.S. federal government estimates, that are on the northern Mexico border. That means they're just sitting across from the U.S. southern border. A Homeland Security official tells me there was more than 10,000 encounters of migrants just yesterday. I was reporting earlier this week, it was 8,000. So that just gives you a sense of how quickly it's climbing.
When you hear removal proceedings, yes, some people will be removed, but the large majority right now are being mass released with what's called an NTA, a notice to appear for a court date, sometimes several years down the road. And once they have that piece of paper, it effectively works for ID for them. They're able to do whatever they want in the country. That is why they know if they get here, step foot in the country, they're good to go in the short term at least.
Great reporting by Malusian. Now, we're witnessing the most serious assault on our national sovereignty in American history. And it's an assault carried out with the policy help of Joe Biden and his globalist puppet masters. Now, the statements they make are just as fraudulent and certainly just as anything goofy as George Santos has ever said.
Let me be clear. The lifting of the Title 42 public health order does not mean our border is open. In fact, it is the contrary.
We believe we have a robust process to deal with what is going to occur after Title 42 lifts.
A robust process, KJP? Yeah, robust for fast-tracking millions of indigent illegals into America. Now, many of them have no valid claims for asylum. Overwhelmingly, they don't, because they're economic migrants. And their sheer numbers are already so overwhelming that they're financially and culturally stressing our already stressed system. Or is the mayor of New York a big liberal whose migrant hotels are filled with crime and unrest? Well, is he part of the problem? Because he's shipping them upstate.
The asylum seeker issue that are hidden, the 4 top cities in this country, Chicago, Houston, New York, and potentially Los Angeles, is going to undermine our economy and the resources we should be putting into raising our children and families.
Of course, that's where our resources should be going, to our people, our citizens, and to those who've actually had the integrity to come to America legally. But again, as the Angle told you last night, Biden's policies are working the way they intended them to work. Because the neo-socialist goal is to collapse our system. They knew that when they gutted Trump's old border rules and lifted Title 42, chaos would follow. And if they didn't know chaos would follow, then they're truly too stupid to be in charge. Now, we can't even process the immigration cases we have. Did you know there is a backlog of 2.1 million immigration cases in our immigration courts, and the number's growing, of course. Oh, but don't worry, because Secretary Mayorkas has a new plan. The Biden administration is now preparing a memo that's going to direct Customs and Border Protection to begin releasing migrants into the U.S. without court dates or the ability to track them. So no piece of paper is saying you have to come back in 2028. Look, we all know what's being done here. It's a complete attempt to transform America through the resettlement of all foreigners who can pay the cartels for passage across the border. Now, you might be asking, when is this going to stop? Well, only when Democrats are punished so badly at the polls that they never try anything like this again. With Democrats in power, the phony asylum seekers are just going to keep lining up until life in our country is really no better than life in, let's say, Venezuela or Honduras. What we're headed toward right now is becoming a country whose economic picture looks a lot like Brazil's, where there's a small but very powerful sliver of rich people and an upper class, among them protected by high gates and security guards, and then where most everyone else lives in hovels, just barely getting by. This crisis wasn't an accident. It was created by our leadership class. They changed policies with the precise intention to make it easier to come here illegally. Republicans must be clear. They must be firm on this, like Trump was tonight.
You're going to have millions of people pouring into our country right now at a level that nobody's ever seen before. These people are sick. Anybody that wants this to happen to our country, they're destroying our country, and this should not be allowed to happen. How they're not going to do a version of Title 42 or my Title 42, which was tough. We have enough problems right now. We have problems like we've never had in the history of our country.
All Trump or any Republican, frankly, should be talking about right now is the economy and the border. Everything else is a sideshow. It's a distraction. And frankly, it's a trap. We're losing our country. We do not have time to relitigate lost elections. Americans want solutions from someone who can stop this vicious sabotage. And that's the angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.